Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Hey, everybody. Welcome on a Wednesday afternoon. It's whatever Wednesday. We're going to do this lunchtime edition today and just hang out with you. If you're watching after we're live, obviously, say hi. Let us know you're out there. And got some fun stuff to talk about here today. Just in a minute, let me let some people catch up with the live. If you're out there, please say hi. I can't see you popping up today. I don't have my iPad in here. So please let me know you're on here if you're out there. For real, for real. Let's see who's checking in. Hi, Kevin. Thanks for dropping by today. Good to see you. And anybody else out there? Tina from O'Connor's Irish Pub in Springfield. How are you, Tina? We're going to follow up on a couple things we talked about yesterday, if we can, and then we'll get to some other things today. But it's a beautiful day outside. Hope you're enjoying the wonderful weather here in Southwest Ohio. And for those of you joining us from the Kentucky, Indiana area, thank you so much for stepping in as well. Hope you're having a great day out there. Again, if you're checking in today, guys, please drop us a little note in the comments. Let us know you're out there and where you're from if you're new to the show or any of that. Had a good week so far. Monday, we covered our weekend in review, talked about a lot of things that went on. And Carrie, I don't know. Everybody else seems to be hearing me, I hope. Must be you. Turn up the volume. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume, Carrie. Yes. I don't know if it's you or not. I hope it's I hope we're getting sound. It looks like we've got sound going out. According to now, you're going to make me go check my settings. You are. Yes. Glenn's in Springfield. You in Springfield today? All right. Tina says she can hear me. All right. Kevin can hear me. So it must be young Carrie's in today. Good to have you all with us. So we're going to touch base on a few things here on the Nooner Show. And, it's been a good week. Like I said, we started out great on Monday. We started out wonderful yesterday with the show with Karis, and we had some fun with that one. We're having a good time with the topics that keep rolling in. And part of why I'm jumping on here today, even though I've got something tonight. I'm going down to the Bell and the Bear and doing Name That Tune, our final one of the season, winter season there. And we'd love to see you at the B&B tonight to join us for that one. Seating is limited, so send a message for a little resi if you can or whatever. And Tina said yesterday's show was great. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We're trying, and that's what I'm on here to talk about. We have had a week of interesting messages. And I guess in some ways, the more you grow, the more haters you get. And, we're by no means any massive broadcast or anything like that. But we get some interesting people who comment. And yesterday on the show, it kind of struck me funny. Brad Martin from Audio Graffiti, he posted, this would be a great show to have a musician on. And I just want to put a little disclaimer out there that we spend a lot of time putting these together and trying to get people to join us. And it just seems like people want to have opinions, but they don't want to join and voice their opinion. They're afraid of offending somebody or making somebody mad. And obviously, Karis isn't afraid of that. And I try to keep the peace at times, but there's just times that it gets extremely frustrating from the music side of things, because the format of this show and all the shows we do is to support live local music. And that's what we're here for. And I know it sounds like a broken record some days. Hey, Kevin Cooper, thank you for joining us. Carrie's got sound now. Angie is with us. Again, guys, I cannot see you pop up today on the screen that says you're watching. So please, if you can, and that's frankly because I didn't bring my iPad in here to do it on. I'm not used to doing these noon shows. So throw your name in the comments, if you will, or say hi. And thank you for saying yesterday's show was great, Tina. I appreciate that very much. And if you watched yesterday's show, I'd like to hear your comments on it, because after the show, I received a few comments from folks saying, oh, you should have had a musician. You never have a musician. You don't, it goes on and on and on. And frankly, I try to be nice and answer all the comments I can. And Glenn says it's entertaining. That's an open-ended comment. It is. And it's made to be entertainment. It's made to be fun. Karis and I are like two friends sitting on the couch having a conversation. And that's what it's all about. And whether you agree or disagree with hers or my views on it, it's okay, because that's what the world's about. You know, I mean, you guys can agree, disagree. We're not going to say, oh, get off my platform if you disagree. We want to hear from you. There's a little funny thing we throw up there on the screen some days, and it's this one. It says your opinion matters, and it really does. We want to hear from people, and if somebody has a differing opinion, we always want to hear why, not just some keyboard warrior comment, but tell us why you say what you say. And you know what's kind of sad about it is we started this out to be lots of fun, and we have a few sponsors and people who help us out along the way. And I've got to say a huge thank you to Froggies. We have a couple silent sponsors who sponsor the show who don't want to be named, because whether they don't want their name to be associated with it or not, but they sponsor the show and help with the show and all the things there. So those people we appreciate extremely. But I had to do this little disclaimer thing there that we put up, and that's interesting, I know. But putting the disclaimer up was something I had to do because people were getting all jacked up about stuff. And, it's our views. Have your own show if you want to have your views, or get on our show and give us your views. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but it's frustrating to get some of these comments. And then, there's musicians who comment, and you say, okay, you're welcome on the show anytime. And then, you don't hear anything. So that's just kind of where I'm at with all of it. And let's see what we got here. And I got to see some comments coming in. Hi, Vicky Smith. Thank you for being here. We give everybody an option to voice in, Kevin. We do. And, if especially, and what we want to encourage with this, because we're going to run out of topics eventually. We're going to run out of hot topics to talk about. And we base it on life experiences. But what we're looking for is musicians who may want to come up with their topic or venues and to come on the show and voice it. And it doesn't, we try not to point fingers at anybody or name anybody. That's not our goal, is to humiliate anyone. And Glenn says he doesn't own a venue and he's not an artist. Well, thank you. I knew that. I think I did. I just give Glenn shit all the time. But love you, Glenn. Thanks. My bobblehead's in the back, right there. Right there. That came from Glenn. Let me see what Tina says. Yeah, there's nothing offensive yesterday at all. I mean, you could really go down a rabbit hole and make it very offensive to certain people if you wanted to. It's one of those things you can do. But, when we don't have a band on Wednesdays, we just get on here and chat a little bit. And I value your input, people. So if you're out there watching, and I want to emphasize, if you watch this show after we're live, please put a comment in there. We will answer the comment. I will see the comment. All those things, very important to us. And my week's going okay so far. I'm on a little bit of a soapbox, Scotty. You know how it gets sometimes with keyboard warriors and people going after you. And, I was really jacked up on Monday about this band manager who messaged me, and she said that I was so offensive for not coming to her show or their show over the weekend that they invited me to. You know what the invite was? It was an event invite on the Book of Face. I get 1,000 of those a week. You're invited to this event, or somebody's tagged you in this event. I can't be at all those things. And you don't need me at your event. What you need is to get out there and get people to come to your event and enjoy it. And if I show up and talk about it on Monday, that's a great thing. It's what we like to do. But, Monday I was certainly a little jacked up. Glenn says it's called Hot Topic for a reason. Yeah, it is. And the term hot topic means something in music that has been a hot button issue. And there's lots of them. But again, we want to encourage musicians and people in the music business to come on and chat. I mean, had some great comments yesterday from some folks on the show. Tina, you were one of them. Steve Black, if you're watching later, great comments yesterday. And he's been in the production side of that stuff for a long time. And what I find oftentimes, and I love all our musician friends, but they tend to be critical, but not want to go voice their opinion. And we'd welcome you to come on. If you want to come on and disagree about something we said, please do. We'd love it. And yeah, Scotty, I don't get in that deep, but yeah, I am allowed to decide what I do on weekends. And I'm also, I have a family. Okay. I have Mrs. Hall around town who sometimes decides where we go and what we do. That's her prerogative as well. That's part of being married, that you have a mutual respect and you go places with each other, but you also let the other person pick. I don't just dictate, oh, we're going here, here, and here all weekend long. That doesn't happen in the house. And if y'all know Mrs. Hall around town, you know why that doesn't happen. She'll put me right in my place. She will. And yeah, Kevin, I mean, that's great. And I'd love for you to join. Kevin was on the show one day where we talked more technical aspects of things, and he really did a great job. And it's good to have people on. And it doesn't always have to be a controversial topic. It can be a topic about, I mean, we've gotten as deep as maybe talking about gear, talking about lighting, as we talked about the other day with some of the lighting techniques and so on. And there's a lot of experts out there that are much more informed. I come at it from my side as the consumer, and Karis comes at it as the venue owner. And that's just kind of how it works. And let's see. And here's Tina as a venue owner. She likes hearing band musician views on things. Hopefully it makes her better at her job. Tina, you're a class act. I got to say that. I have got to get to your place. I want to. Here's one of those things that it's a trip for me to get there. It's about the same trip as it is if I go south, like into Cincinnati. But someday, sometime, I got to get up to your place and we've got to connect, because you are one person I want to have in my circle of friends who seem to have it all together. And thank you for saying you look forward to the show every week. And we do. We look forward to putting it on for you. And believe me, guys, I want you to, I am not tooting my horn. I'm not doing anything, but just think about producing your own show every day at 5 o'clock for 4 days a week. Sometimes it can be a little trying on the timing and such. And we try to get that done. Some days we don't, some days we do. And yeah, Kevin, you didn't cuss last night. It's become a cussing show. No, I'm kidding. Karis was mellow yesterday. I was the one on the soapbox yesterday, but it's fun. It's fun to do, and it's fun to have all of you be part of this. And if we can all keep in mind the end result, and that is to please realize we are here to support live local music. I love music. I want to be part of the music community in this way. And I don't play music. I used to play a little music. Don't play music anymore. I'm not good at it. And I realize that. I'm much better at talking about it. Hi, Kara. Thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. And, I do things. And here's another one I got not too long ago. You guys get a kick out of this. All you do is use your platform to promote your own shows, your own trivia shows. Ugh. I mentioned them, yes. I mentioned band shows. I mentioned all kinds of stuff. I said somebody send me a fundraiser this morning they're doing, and I told them I'd gladly mention it. It's for a little girl who had a stroke at 13 years old. And, we're going to do things like that. And we're going to promote things. We've promoted, there are countless fundraisers we've talked about on this show, from Autism Rocks to the fundraisers at the Bell and the Bear, Women Helping Women. Oh my God, you name it. The canine one or the dog pet one, from that aspect, the staff fundraiser, as it was called. We do a lot of things like that. And that's what we enjoy doing and having people on the program. And, I was real honored that the folks at the Ken Anderson Alliance recently allowed me to be the first to announce their total for Autism Rocks. And that's that's fun that they realize we have a little bit of a platform. We have people that watch it. And at noon on a Wednesday, it's not the biggest viewership, but it's just something we like to do for you folks and bring you music news from across the tri-state. And we've branched out now. And, you know, when I moved from solely the Dayton area to the Cincinnati area and those markets, it really enhanced what we were doing. And there's a huge market for music in Cincinnati. We love that. Haven't lost my roots in the Dayton area at all. In fact, I see a lot of bands up here, a lot of music up here that we participate in. So just kind of part of, I guess, growing pains for this program. We've been at it for a while. If you don't know, we started this in Florida when we lived in Florida. I was interviewing, I guess, the has-been tours that came through a marina that I was working in. They had concert series in the wintertime. And if you know Florida, I mean, it goes, the island we lived on went from 6,000 people to 60,000 people in the winter. And those people love music. And, you know, we had people like the former Temptations players, the Beach Boys touring band, with Mike Love's son, Christian, and people like that who were playing there. And I started doing interviews with them. And then we got involved in the Fort Myers Beach Film Festival. And as most of you know, Fort Myers Beach is unfortunately severely damaged from Hurricane Ian. And a lot of that is rebuilding down there. And we're watching diligently some people who do live streaming from their Beach Talk Radio, as it's called, and they're doing some great things. They get more into the political end than I wanted to, and I just don't do that. But it's fun to watch, and politics and turmoil and hot topics sometimes sell. And thank you, Cincy Local and Live. Would love to have you on. Love to have you on. And our folks down in Hamilton also, Rooster Radio, and my friend Hollywood at Pullman Lanes. I mean, they're great supporters of the show. So we've really branched out to where we're not necessarily in a demographic area of 10 square miles. So with that has come a little bit of growing pains. And I just wanted to get in chat today with Whatever Wednesday about the week and all these messages that are starting to fly about things. And I guess it means you're being viewed. I guess if that's the case. Someone once told me, ignore them. I don't ignore them. I try to answer them. But in Scotty Long, here's a hot topic idea. How often is it okay to give away your entertainment? Oh, my God. I get asked that on a weekly basis, Scotty. And it does. It gets tiresome because, and you know what frustrates me the most is there'll be people who want me to come MC their event and people that I don't know. Now, people I know that are friends and I've done their events for years, I will go do that. And I don't charge them most of the time. It's a freebie, and we do it for the love of whatever the charity is. But people will call me and they'll say, hey, we want you to MC this. Now, there's no budget for the MC, but you find out they're paying the musicians to play, and you're the one announcing the musicians on and all that. And that gets a little bit frustrating. And people, love what you do. If they think you can do a good job of hosting or playing music for a fundraiser or something, Scotty, I get it. They will use and abuse sometimes and say, oh, he'll do it for free. Well, somewhere along the line, somebody's got to make a little money. They do. Somebody, got to turn a little profit for some things. And I do that on the side. I do other things. I mean, I try to do the voiceover business sometimes, try to do the other side of this, which is my trivia nights and so on that I do. That's where I make my money. Had a great night last night, in trivia last night. Going to have a great night tonight at the Bell and the Bear, and enjoy those very much. It's a totally different world for me to do those kind of things than to sit here and talk about music. So Kent says, if they don't like what you do, they can always, thank you. I say that all the time. And thanks for being on YouTube, Kent. If they don't like what we're doing, there's plenty of other programming, plenty of other people out there live streaming. I mean, you think I watch myself? No, I go to the gym every day and I put on a podcast or something. I love to listen to Eddie Trunk from that metal show years ago. Eddie Trunk has his own Trunk Nation. I listened to an interview he did yesterday with Neil Sean from Journey. The day before, I listened to one with Bret Michaels. So, and I learned from those, and I learned about music, and that's what's fun for me. Glenn says he's glad he doesn't see that drop. Be glad you don't see those. You probably get mad at most of those. Hey, Ladder, thanks for being here. Derek Davidson, how are you, buddy? And there's an example. There's Derek Davidson. I would never have known him if I didn't fall into this community at the Bell and the Bear. And what a great guy he is, and an incredible musician and so on. And I've made so many friends through this platform and some of the things we do. And just like talking to Tina from O'Connor's. I mean, I wouldn't have known her if I bumped into her on the street. And it's good to meet people and know people and be part of a good music community who's out to help and out to support. And that's what it's kind of all about. And Derek's filling in for Jim this week at the Jam. There we go. Thank you, Kevin Cooper, for that. I did not know that. I was wondering if Jim was going to be gone all week. I saw he was on a trip. And, well, that's good. And, I saw a picture yesterday. Here's a great example of music community. Ann and Brian Coleman, if you know Brian from Blackbone Cat and the Eagles Project. Eagles Project's playing in Florida. And Ann and Brian are down there. Mike and Dixie Roberts are there as well. And they had a picture. They looked up Bob Cushing, who's up here sometimes in the during the year and comes and visits. But Bob Cushing's now lives in Florida and he plays music. I've played several of his songs on our show before. It's got some funny stuff. And Bob Cushing, they took a picture with him. So they connected down there. And that's what's cool about the music community and everybody finding who's who and who's where and all that fun stuff. And Sideshow Band says, enjoy the topics. Yeah. And send me your stuff, guys. We'll get it on our Thursday show for sure. So that's really all we had to say today. I'm not going to stay on here long and we're going to get out of here. But I do have to head south tonight to the Bell and the Bear. We hope some of you are going to be there with us for that one. And there's my plug for those haters who don't like me doing that. But it's my show. Unfortunately, I can do those kind of things, I guess. But as for the rest of it, musicians, take note of this. If you're watching this later and you have some sort of a burr up your behind about what we say, come on and rebut it. We want to hear it. It makes for good stuff and it makes for fun. And you may have an opinion we don't even understand. So we'd love to hear it. And we would. And let's see what's going on. Cincy Local and Live. Every time you see a hater's comment, put a jelly bean in a jar. Once it's full, treat yourself to something. Thank you. That's good advice. That's good advice. And you see there's and I don't want it to sound like I'm sitting here crying in my beer because I was ready and prepared for those kind of things to happen. In fact, I went through a lot before I ever even branched this show out with some serious haters up this way. And it is part of the business, and it's unfortunately part of the music business. There's always going to be those people who don't like what you're doing. And if they don't, they can do what they've done. They can block me on Facebook and never look back. And it's a shame. I used to be friends with some of them, but it's the way it works. And as for other people, and there's one other pet peeve I'll throw out there today that we wanted to talk about. Hello. Scotty Long says, Tori Faith down there. Where's Tori Faith? She's in Nashville, isn't she? I think. Oh, there's the comment. Okay. Luke Combs concert, hoping to take and see Tori Faith. Yeah. And Tori's been doing well in Nashville. She has. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate you and your support. You've always been on there supporting, and you've got me a few YouTube viewers, and I appreciate that. That's one thing. I had a guy the other day, I'll just mention him, Sean Cooper from Milano, said he passed on to his upper management about us talking about the show and blah, blah, blah. And Sean's on YouTube, and all I was worried about was, oh, they're going to look at my YouTube channel and say, this guy's got 100 followers. Who's he? And then they don't look at the amount of followers we have on the Book of Face and things. But it's all right. I appreciate Sean taking the effort and doing that, though. And Tina says more success means more opinions. You know that very well in the bar business. I know you do. The minute you're successful, those who aren't being successful try to find reasons that you're doing it wrong. And they do. And yes, where would you be without haters? That's right. Hall Around Town Radio. Hater. There's a reason for that. There is. And Tim will see me tonight. Good. Hi, Tim, if you're out there with Glenn. looking good. Tina, that Cincy Live and Local said, well said. Yes. Thank you for that. Yeah, only a small percentage of them that cast you out. And yes, some people do. They live through drama like that. And, you know, I'm very opinionated. I will admit that readily, and I will give you my opinion, but I'll honestly give you my opinion to your face. I won't lie. I won't hide behind your back or any of that stuff. I'll tell you how I feel if I think something's not working or something doesn't work for me. But yes, Chelsea single. I want to hear it. Derek Davidson, Chelsea Calloway. She's awesome. She is. Kara's going to be at Bell and the Bear tonight. I'm glad to hear that. Kara, it'll be good to see you and Rob, as always. And my only other pet peeve was we have these musician groups, guys. And for those of you out there who don't know, there are messenger groups. And on that messenger group, every week we call for gigs. So I give a date range. I say, give me your gigs between Thursday and the following Wednesday. And we do that on our Thursday show each week. And the deadline is always noon on Thursday. And you would not believe how many times I have to keep reminding people who I know are playing, but take the effort and send it in. I really shouldn't have to go hunt these down and find them on the events pages. And I don't have time for that. So I'd love to have time for that. And please, if you're on there, and what's happened recently is a lot of other musicians who submit each week get a little jacked up, thinking that these people are all they're doing sitting in the background watching for what places they're playing so they can call those places and get gigs. And that's kind of the mentality sometimes of what goes on when you get into those kind of groups. So if you're out there and you're on our page and you're on one of those gig groups, please send us your stuff each week, or just kindly remove yourself from the gig group and make room for other people to jump on, because we have a lot of people out there that want to get on those groups. So that's all we got today, guys. I've been on here rambling for a half an hour. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And Tina says free platform for advertising. You know, so many people have said that, but you'd be surprised. Yeah. In fact, I've had messages that do not mention my shows on your show. Okay. Duly noted. Thank you. Duly noted. Yes. Or cut the line and post it in the comments during. Yeah. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. But the nice thing is we have a nice group of people at the Warren County Post who take that list each week and put it on in a written format on the web. So out there on Facebook and other platforms that they have, it's out there. So that's a nice thing too, because you can go to that printed list, scroll it on your phone and say, oh, here's what's going on Saturday night. Let's take a peek and go see those people. And that's the fun part about it. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I'll be with you tomorrow at 5:00 featuring Who's Playing Out, brought to you by our friends at Froggy's in Monroe, Ohio. And that's the best musicians in the tri-state and where they're playing. I'm getting a call from Mrs. Hall around town. So it's time for me to go. Y'all have a great day. Have a nice, wonderful, beautiful Wednesday. If I don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow at 5:00 on Who's Playing Out. Bye-bye for now, everybody. Have a great day. We're out of here.